A shepherd in the mountains of Bulgaria passes by a remote camper van parked on a dirt road. Something doesn't look right. He approaches the vehicle. Inside, 3 bodies, all with gunshot wounds to the head. The victims: Ivailo Kalushev, a 22-year-old speleologist named Nikolai Zlatkov, and a 15-year-old boy named Alexander Makulev. 7 days earlier, 3 other men were found dead in a burned mountain lodge 50 miles away. Also shot in the head. Also connected to the same man now slumped behind the wheel of that camper. Within 1 week, 6 people died in the Western Balkan mountains of Bulgaria. No defendants will stand trial. The case turned into one of the most unsettling criminal mysteries in recent years. But here's what keeps an entire nation awake. Was this a mass murder? A cult suicide pact? Government cover-up? Or something far stranger? The Bulgarian government won't say, and the only man who knew the truth is dead. The morning of February 2nd, 2026. Emergency services receive a call about a fire at a remote lodge near Petrohan Pass in Bulgaria's western Stara Planina mountains. When firefighters arrive, the building is partially destroyed by flames. But the fire isn't what stops them cold. Outside the lodge, 3 bodies. The murdered men were identified as 49-year-old Ivailo Ivanov, a lawyer, Decho Vasilev, 45, who owned an accounting firm, and Plamen Statev, 51, a diving instructor. According to the mayor of the village of Ginsi, all 3 men had been shot in the head. 2 had wounds in the temple, while the 3rd was shot under the chin, execution style. But that's not all. 2 large dogs were found dead in a separate room. Investigators found 2 pistols and a carbine, reportedly of American manufacture. The lodge had been deliberately set on fire. But why? To cover evidence? Destroy something inside? Then came the detail that made this case explode into a national obsession. The mayor stated that officers from the state agency National Security, SANS, arrived before the police, which he described as unusual given that the alert had been made through the emergency number 112. Why would national security agents arrive at a crime scene before local police? What were they looking for? As investigators combed through the burned lodge, a disturbing picture began to emerge. The 3 dead men weren't just friends. They were members of something called the National Agency for Control of Protected Territories, or NAKZT. On paper, it was an environmental NGO. The organization focused on mountain patrols, ranger training, and protection of Bulgaria's western Stara Planina protected areas. But locals told a different story. Residents and hikers had occasionally clashed with the rangers over access, particularly along the Cannell Trail, as personnel sometimes checked documents and restricted entry to protected areas. Armed men, barriers, cameras. The lodge was heavily guarded with fences, barriers, cameras, and drones, reflecting the paramilitary-style operations of its occupants. This wasn't a nature club, it was something else entirely. And here's where it gets stranger. In 2022, the organization had an agreement with the Bulgarian Environment Ministry regarding nature conservation in the area. The government had given them official recognition. But now, 3 of its members were dead. The lodge was burned. And investigators had another problem. The owner of the lodge, a man named Ivailo Kalushev, was missing. On February 1st, 2026, 1 day before the bodies were discovered, Kalushev's mother received a message. The message, sent on February 1st, spoke cryptically about exhaustion, forgiveness, a sick child, and a refusal to allow the world to become a nightmare. "Don't believe anything you hear, not even a tiny part," the message read. "But we don't have any more power to fight this mess." He also mentioned without much context that there had been another honest attempt to help a little girl. What girl? What mess? Fight against what? The message ended with a chilling farewell. "Forgive me. Thank you from the bottom of my heart. And when you find strength, the sooner the better. Just redirect your thoughts and you will find me." His mother immediately tried to call him. No answer. She asked a family friend to check the lodge. By the time they arrived, it was too late. Meanwhile, Kalushev was already on the run. With him, 22-year-old speleologist Nikolai Zlatkov, and a 15-year-old boy, Alexander Makulev. A nationwide manhunt began. As Bulgaria waited for answers, the theories exploded. Theory 1. Drug trafficking. Some claimed the group had likely seen something terrible while conducting surveillance, and that this was probably connected to a drug trafficking route between Serbia and Bulgaria. The lodge was only 62 kilometers from the Serbian border. Theory 2. Pedophile ring. There were reports 4 to 5 years ago alleging sexual abuse of children in a school that operated out of the lodge, involving taking children into the mountains, caves, and camping trips. The director of Bulgaria's State Agency for National Security said there was information about sexual crimes against minors taking place in the same hut, dating back 2 years, but did not say why police did not act on this. Theory 3. A cult. Kalushev had been described by people who knew him as a longtime Buddhist who had lived in Nepal and Mexico. He ran something called a school for adventures. One speleologist said Kalushev's followers appeared to travel with him full-time, rather than making sporadic trips. It was unclear what understanding of life these children were taught. Theory 4. Environmental activists silenced. Friends of the dead men said they had been threatened over their wildlife protection activities in recent months. They were very proud that they had stopped loggers and poachers. They were being threatened with assassination. The Bulgarian government stayed silent. Former Prime Minister Nikolai Denkov accused institutions of a coordinated effort to conceal facts through the spread of rumors and insinuations. February 9th, 2026. 7 days after the lodge murders, a shepherd walking near Okolchitsa Peak in the Vratsa Mountains spots something unusual. A camper van parked on a remote dirt road. He approaches, looks through the window. 3 bodies. Nikolai was reportedly in the front passenger seat next to the driver, with Ivailo Kalushev positioned directly behind him. The body of the 15-year-old boy was found in the living section of the vehicle, all shot in the head. Weapons were also discovered, and ballistic analysis is expected to determine which of them was used in the shooting. The camper was equipped with radio equipment and satellite communications. According to the official theory, psychiatric experts publicly advanced the theory of an extended melancholic suicide, a rare but documented condition linked to severe depression. Kalushev may have killed others before taking his own life, driven by a profound mental collapse. Kalushev killed his 3 friends at the lodge, set the place on fire, then fled with 2 others, only to kill them too before ending his own life. Case closed. But the people of Bulgaria aren't buying it. 6 people dead in 7 days, a burned lodge, armed paramilitaries operating with government approval, a 15-year-old boy caught in the middle, cryptic messages about saving a little girl. Partial footage from a camera inside the lodge reportedly shows the 3 men shooting the dogs, spreading flammable liquid, and starting the fire before leaving the camera's range. But here's what doesn't add up. Why would environmental activists have American firearms? Why did national security arrive first at the crime scene? Why were there years-old allegations of child abuse that police never investigated? Why was a 15-year-old living with Kalushev full-time, away from his family? The father of the 15-year-old said the boy had been living with Kalushev's group for nearly 2 years due to family difficulties. Former officials and legal experts criticized the lack of transparency and oversight, questioning how armed individuals could operate unchecked for years, how children were involved without supervision, and why early public appeals were not made. The Bulgarian government declared it a suicide. No trial, no defendants, no public inquiry. But somewhere in those mountains, in a burned lodge and a camper full of bodies, lies a truth the Bulgarian state doesn't want you to know. And 6 people took that truth to their graves.